What's up, fight fans and YouTube family? We're back at it with another edition here at Round One Sports TV. Man, check out the set now, man. It's really coming along, right? Hey, so let's get right into this. We're gonna talk about Naoya Inoue versus Marlon Tapales, Devin Haney, Subriel, Matias, and a lot of other boxers. So please, if you like the video, so if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, and like always, share the videos. And like always, let's get right into this video. Well, Devin Haney just won the 140-pound WBC Championship of the World against Regis Progress a few Saturday nights ago, right? And right now, there's a lot of things being thrown his way. There's a lot of speculation of him and Tank Davis going back and forth, and Tank Davis and his team saying that Tank Davis now is just a little bit too small and that he's just a 135 pounder right now, and Devin Haney moved up to the 140, right? And then there was an audio released of Devin Haney, Tank Davis's team, saying that Tank Davis walks around 160 and so forth and whatever, right? Okay. So I think because Tank Davis has to get at some point in his career where he starts accumulating some belts and fighting big fights at the same time. I believe that now on the departure of Devin Haney from the 135, that's going to really open up the door, and he has some big names there, which Shakur Stevenson being one of them. If he is successful in his next fight, that will just boost his name right back up there, and them two can get it on, right? But as far as Devin Haney in the 140, there are not a lot of fighters that are calling out Subriel Matias. He's a Puerto Rican fighter. He's a very dangerous fighter. He comes to us with a record of 20 fights, 20 knockouts, and 1 loss. In fact, no man has gone the distance with him. In his last 5 fighters, he didn't knock his last 5 fighters out. He made them all quit. Okay, unfortunately, he came into a bout against a Russian gentleman, which he lost his life in that night. He never even made it back to his dressing room. He later fell into a coma, and a little while after that, he was pronounced dead. Unfortunately, he died. He gave his life to the sport he loved, and he will truly be missed. And my condolences to him and his family. And so, Matias is the true force to be reckoned with. I believe that he's going to disrail a lot of men's career, but I believe a lot of men are going to really try to avoid him. He's very strong, but his defense is kind of suspect for me. He's successful with taking shots, but he has shown that, he has grit. And he's able to take a punch, because the men that came in to up against him were hard-hitting men, and some of them were undefeated. 4 out of the last 5 were undefeated, and he made those guys quit. Okay, so it goes to show you that he's built like that. I believe that Devin Haney is going to vacate the 140 division right away. I think he's going to go up to the 147. And I believe that in the future, Subriel can move up to the 147 and also give a big fights, because Jerron Boost Ennis is there. And there are a lot of good talent there. So there's going to be a lot of big fights headed our way. There's a lot of other young fighters that are also coming up that are soon start to put their names in the ring too. Boo Boo Schuster, Camille Moten is on his way. Okay, he needs a few more years, but he's on his way. You have a lot of Keyshawn Davis. I hope he really, smartens up, being the fact that he just got his last fight canceled due to the fact of a positive test of marijuana. I hope that his tune changes as well about wanting to win a world title. As you can see that Ryan Garcia has been on social media and he just declared what he wants in his future. And what is that? To become a world champion. There are a lot of things and benefits about being a world champion. You know, once you become a world champion, no one can take that away from you. You know, Devin Haney looked very impressive against Regis Progress, but no one can take away that Regis Progress is a two-time WBC 140-pound world champion. You know, he wants to become a three-time. You know, and the performance that Devin Haney put on really send shockwaves and notice around the division. I would like to see Devin Haney go up against Teofimo Lopez, but the way that Teofimo Lopez is talking, you can never really know, you know, what he's doing. Him and his dad are, you know, they say one thing and they go and they do another. So I never take everything that he says, you know, like, so, but if Devin Haney stays at the 140, who can he fight? Rolly's not going to fight him. Teofimo Lopez, I'm not sure where he stands with him and his personal problems. With his wife, his divorce, you know, her wanting to take half the money, you know, all that other stuff. There's a lot of stuff that he has going on in the background. And I'm not sure if he's going to, if he's, you know, if he's up to this fight with Devin Haney. I'm not sure. I'm really not. I'm not convinced he wants to fight. I'm really not convinced. So Subriel Matias is probably the only guy that would welcome a fight with Devin Haney. He would welcome that fight right now. He'd fight Devin Haney in his grandma's backyard. I swear to God, bro. Yo, that dude's built like that. But whether he can win against such a skilled and smart fighter like Devin Haney is young, but he grew up in a gym. And as you can see, you know, he didn't let Regis Progress touch him. That's impressive. He picked him apart. He dropped him in the fight, and he had him hurt several times, twice in the fight. And he stuck to the game plan, which shows you he's becoming a more disciplined fighter, where he's just not going to go in there. You know, in order for Subriel to be dominant, for me, he's going to have to be in on the inside. And I don't believe Devin Haney's going to fight the fight there. I believe he's going to use his footwork, and he's going to bounce around them all night. You know, but the one thing is that I don't think Devin Haney yet has the kind of power to halt Subriel Matias in his tracks. I think he's been hit by guys that are stronger than Devin Haney already. So I don't, you know, accumulation of punches all night by the 8th, 9th round, if Matias is still standing in front of him, you know, he's shown that he's gotten dropped. He's gotten dropped in the fight, and I believe that's what cost him the first fight against that guy. And then he hit the rematch, and he knocked him out. You know, Subriel knocked him out. So he revenged his own he lost. So, you know, Devin Haney's never been down. You know, Devin Haney's never been down. But this is not Devin Haney's division. This is Subriel's division, and he's the true boogeyman of this division. You can't really call him a boogeyman because he has a belt. A boogeyman's a guy that doesn't have a belt, you know, but he kind of fits the bill, bro. You know, he does, because nobody really, like, I don't hear anyone calling him out or calling his name. He's a high-risk fight for anybody. He really is. And I know that Rolly's not going to sign up to fight him, okay? And Teofimo Lopez would be a great fight against him, because Teofimo Lopez, with all the drama that he has behind him, with all the drama and everything, that kid can fight. And he seems to rise when the fight's the biggest. He really does. For me, Teofimo Lopez really rises. And he fought talented and great fighters. Lomachenko's, you know, He's about as good as it gets. So, as far as a skill level, there's a skill gap when it comes to a Lomachenko fighter and a Subriel Matias fighter. There's a skill gap there. But in power, there's also a skill gap there. But it's on the Puerto Ricans' end. All right? Because for as hard as Lomachenko hits, he don't hit harder than that Puerto Rican dude. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. No, I'm not going to use what he did in the ring to boost, but you guys know what happened. He didn't knock out his last 5. He made him quit. That's worse. When you like no mas, when Roberto Duran said no mas against that carry, that saying still rings bell in boxing till this day. When you say no mas, they know exactly who you're talking about. When you say knockout, you like who got knocked out? You're gonna have to explain yourself. All you have to do is say the word no mas. They know exactly who you're talking about. He made all 5 of them dudes quit. He's dangerous. He's dangerous, man. You know, and for me, he's one of the he's one of the boogeymans. Yeah, like I said, you can't really call him that because he has the belt, but he is, and he's just as dangerous than that Japanese superstar. You know, Naoya Inoue is a really special fighter, and he's really on a different level than most fighters on an eye test. There's a few things I still have questions about the Japanese superstar because I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen him on his back foot getting pushed back. You know, I haven't seen anyone be able to put the kind of pressure on him where it has him going back. And how will he deal with someone like that? Someone that's able to take his punch and push him back. You know, I've seen him in tough situations where that he's shown grit, and he showed that when he was in hurt and he's been in a bad situation, how would he fare against that? And he showed he's been battle tested. So his warrior heart and his chin is not a question here. Just a slight couple things. You know, is he truly getting caught by those overhand shots when he's going into exchange? See, the other night when Devin Haney came against Regis Progress, right? The difference between the Japanese superstar and Devin Haney, the Japanese superstar would have went in. And he would have took one of Regis Progress's shots, just like he gave the opportunity to many fighters. Paul Butler caught the Japanese superstar coming in. Jason Maloney caught him coming in. Donald caught the Japanese star coming in. Just before he was finished, Jamie McDonald caught him with a clean shot coming in, and he ate that and just came through and finished him. So a lot of times when the Japanese superstar is coming in, he knows, and it seems like he's willing to exchange with you. He's willing, once he had you hurt and you did that little, and you wobbled just a little bit, he was going to attack you. And that's the thing with Devin Haney. With some fighters, they don't want to take a risk like that because there's no need to. You're clearly winning this fight, right? Why give the other guy an opportunity? The Japanese superstar gives the opponent an opportunity if you can do it, but you're going to have to take his onslaught. And that's typically what he does, you see? And so he can take a shot. And if he has you hurt, that's the one thing. He's not going to let you off the hook. You see, he's coming into a highly anticipated matchup against the Filipino superstar Marlon Tapales. Marlon Tapales has 37 fights, 3 losses, 19 knockouts. He's 5'4". He has a 65-inch arm reach, right? And Marlon Tapales, out of his 3 losses, he's been stopped twice, okay? He even failed to miss weight, okay? And that shows in your lack of discipline. You know, when he entered the ring on that night, when the Japanese superstar finished Stephen Kubo Fulton in the eighth round to unify two belts at the 122-pound weight division, Marlon Tapales looked like he kind of blimped up. He put on some serious weight, and it wasn't a long time from him just securing those titles. So that shows a lack of, of him being disciplined and staying in the gym and staying focused. And that speaks volumes sometimes. The Japanese superstar, he comes to us with a record of 25 fights, 22 big ways by knockout. He's undefeated, okay? And he has an 88% knockout ratio. He's 5'5", and he has a 67-inch arm reach, okay? Now, in his career, he has come up against left-handed fighters, but no left-handed fighter has gone past the third round. Is it because he has left-handed fighters figured out, or you can't really make a mistake with him? That's what I want to see. A left-handed fighter that goes a little bit of a distance with him to see if it's because, can he sustain that kind of performance against a left-hander for 12 rounds or something, right? But it doesn't seem that any left-hander has lasted that long against him. The Japanese superstar is really, really impressive, and he's going to be really tough to beat. When he was starting his career, he started at 108, and a lot of people, including myself, probably didn't take him as serious. No one knew who Tom Brady was going to turn out to be, the quarterback he was going to be. When he was moving a belt he won, he never defended that belt. He won that belt and he moved up. So it wasn't something impressive. We've seen Japanese fighters win a title before. That wasn't nothing new, right? So when he moves up to his second weight division, he defends that title 7 times. All right, we've also seen that. He looked impressive doing it, but the guys he was fighting, truth be told, I really didn't know too much about those guys neither, right? So it wasn't really until he came into the World Series of Boxing and he won the legendary Covenant Muhammad Ali trophy that a lot of people, including myself, really started to take notice. The way he ran through that series and the legendary fight he had with Donito Donaire. And then he had the rematch with, he blew Donaire out of the water. But still, people were not convinced that this guy was that good or that special. When he came into his fight with Stephen Kubo Fulton, unfortunately, Stephen Kubo Fulton had to be his platform to showcase. And I believe that in actuality, Stephen Kubo Fulton's coach knew this. He never wanted that fight. He knew it was a dangerous fight. I believe Stephen Kubo Fulton believed it was a dangerous fight, but at the time I think he was drinking a little bit of his own Kool-Aid. He didn't really think that this guy was everything they said he was. In fact, he bought into the fact that they called him a hype job, and that Bob Arum and Top Rank have been known to promote fighters like this and try to make fighters seem tougher than they actually are, and dodging everybody and, really padding their stats and stuff. So I don't think he bought into the fact that he was good. I think he bought into the fact that everything that he heard negative about it, he said, yeah, until he was in front of him. And I'm telling you, I don't know Stephen Kubo Fulton personally, and I've never talked to him, but I can guarantee you one thing. After that first round, he realized that Japanese superstar was the truth. Just one round. It took one round. And man, I'll stand on that. I bet you he was like, whoa, this dude's the truth. He's the real deal. I'm not saying that he was scared. I'm not saying that he was like, I'm just saying that I know that he acknowledged and he says, I'm in for a big night. I don't think at that point he felt like he gave up. No. I just think that he said to himself when he went back to his corner after the first round, he was like, okay, I see what I'm dealing with. And I think he started thinking a little bit too much in the fight. And he started waiting to see the openings rather than just to take the shot. Sometimes fighters they're reluctant to throw the punch because they're not seeing the opening. You just got to know that it's going to be there and let your hands go, and not try to exchange with a fighter that's much faster than you. Don't do that. Don't try to match him with his speed once you found out that he was just too fast for you. You're going to have to use a little bit of timing and angles, So when you cut, you're anticipating. What you're doing is you're trying to trick him that he's baiting you. He's looking for a pattern from you, right? And you notice that he came over the top. So when you dip like this, he threw his punch. You say to yourself, okay, if I dip again, he's going to throw this punch over here and then I'll come over, right? That's a sequence of an event. And what you're trying to do is beat him to his punch because he's much faster than you. So you're going to have to catch him in that dead zone, that dead space. And sometimes that space is real small. And that's where you have to be good. And sometimes you're not going to be able to see the punch. You just got to know it's going to be there. It's going to land. Boom. So you'll miss, of course, but you got to get his timing. And sometimes in a fight, you got to stop being so fast because he's too slow, right? So what you're doing is you're missing because you're too fast. So you have to slow down your punch just that little bit to catch him from bobbing and get him right. Sometimes you can be too fast and you got to slow it down in order to catch him. And sometimes you got to be faster because he's moving fast, and so you're going to need to be faster. You see? But if you constantly hit and just throw your punch like this, you might just go right over his head. Had you hit and hesitated a second, then threw the punch, he's going to be bobbing right into the punch. Boom, and you'll hit him. And that's how that works, like that. So I believe that, Taples, I believe his only real chance in this fight is to try to pressure him, see what he has, keep him guessing, bobbing, coming over the top on him. Man, that might not work. Okay, back to the drawing board. Punch when he punches. Punch when he punches. Try to keep him going back. Sustain him. Go down to the body. Go down to the body with a forward jab to his body. Keep him at bay. When he tries to come, meet him in the ring, square up, block, and try to go wild fast to the body, up, and don't go straight back. When you go in, then grab him, allow the referee to break you up, and then allow yourself going out, watch yourself going out. But don't go in like this and then go back. He has to go in, hit, and grab him. If he can do that for a little while, then he'll have to switch it up because the Japanese superstar is going to make reads. You can't do the same thing to him each round. It's not going to work. So in that round, you can do that. In the next round, you can start like you're going to start like that and then get on your bike and start moving on him. Really just start moving him. And what he's going to do is that one step where he just kind of like follows you like this, and then he's going to take that one step forward. Watch his feet. As soon as the Japanese superstar's foot touches the ground, that's when you react. Like once he picks it up, you're watching him. Once he picks it up, it's easier said than done because his first step is so explosive. It's pretty fast. It's hard to and it's kind of sneaky. He doesn't look like when he's doing it. And he just whoop, and he's there so fast. He closes the distance remarkably. So, I'm not going to say that everybody can catch that move. It's easier said than done. I'm not sure if he can do that. But if he could, watch his first step and then react off his first step, and then throw the jab while you're going out. See, because you're still on the outside. He's going to try to come in. You shuffle backwards while throwing the jab and pay attention to where he's coming. And don't let him lull you to sleep. If you notice that he went twice down to the body, he might act like he's going down to the body. Pay attention up top. Okay? All this stuff is easier said than done. But I know that you can't go out there and do the same thing. So if he does that one round, do something else another round. Switch it up. Maybe half the round fight this way, the other half fight like this. You can't give him too many reads. You got to keep him guessing. Like, come out one round like with your hands down, one round like this. Don't try to like keep him guessing. And sometimes if you keep your hands down, I know it's dangerous. And if you can't do it as a fighter, I don't recommend it. But if you can get away with it, sometimes it's good. I've fought like this sometimes. You keep your hands down because they don't know where it's coming. Like, if you like here, you go like that, it's right away, right? But from right here, you're rocking your shoulder. A lot of fighters have been successful like that. I'm not sure if that would work with this guy, but I would just try something, bro. What do you got to lose? You gonna lose anyway. Try some. I just don't think personally that he's on that skill level to do too much. But what he has, he can work with what he got. For God's sake, he a champion. He proved it. He beat MJ Medallia. He beat him. He's taking his lumps in the sport. I believe it's lights out, baby. And we will have our second 2-division, all 4-belt era, December 26th. And I'm telling you, man, once he pulls this off, what are they going to say next? What are they going to do? A lot of these young guys are starting to come up, and a lot of the mid and old fighters are starting to move up. It's starting to get crowded. And a lot of these fighters are soon going to have to start fighting each other. I want to see if this heavyweight shit is going to play out. Deontay Wilder, Joshua, they're going to fight out in the desert or, separate opponents. See what happens with Deontay Wilder made an interesting point on a video on social media, and he said these guys are all complaining about 4 pounds, 8 pounds, okay? He's like, I fought a guy almost 50 pounds heavier than me. Every guy I fight is almost 20 pounds heavier than me. 20 pounds. He's like, never mind. It's between 20 and 50. And he's like, these guys is crying about 3 and 4 pounds. Right? And it was interesting because that's how the heavyweight championship is. They're the only fighters that don't cut weight. Once you pass that 205 mark, you're a heavyweight. You ain't cutting weight. You can weigh all the way upwards to 160. I think it's 165. I think it's the heavyweight limit. Is it still that? And it's like, these guys is huge. And you can fight from anywhere from 205 to 265. Come on, man. That's ridiculous. What if you're like 208 and this dude is 264? Jesus. Man, listen. Yeah, that's a big jump in weight. That's a good point. That's why the heavyweight champions are who they are, right? That's why the heavyweight championship is the most prestige title in all of boxing. And it's the most prestige title for a reason. Because those are some big boys. What's remarkable are how the heavyweights, it seems like every 5-10 years, they just get even bigger and better. I seen Tyson Fury stand next to Mike Tyson. And he was like a giant next to Mike Tyson. He was like that. And I was like, man, I wonder how Mike Tyson would fare against him in his prime. But I want a young Mike Tyson. I don't want that cocaine Mike Tyson. And give me that Mike Tyson when he was like 20. That he's a dog. I don't know, man. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Yo, Tyson Fury's huge. He's 6'9". He's like Mike and him was there. I was like, damn. It seems like every so many years they get bigger and bigger. This matchup right here is gonna really let us know who the top pound for pound fighter in the world was gonna be. And you know, when the Japanese superstar pulls this off and Shao Top Rank put him in the #1 spot, I'm not gonna be mad. I'm not gonna be mad. I believe he earned his way. He truly earned his way. Nothing was given to this man. Every opportunity that they put in front of him, he captured the moment. And can you hate a man for doing exactly what he's doing? If you had the opportunities or they put the fighters in front of you, according to everybody in the world, he was going to lose against Stephen Kobo Fulton. That was a dumb fight for the Japanese superstar because it's over. He was going to expose him. It was over. This hype job was going down. And boy, did they get a rude awakening. The cat is out of the bag. The world knows who he is. And coaches are starting to watch his film very carefully. And I know that there's coaches out there that can see things that most of us do not see. And they're going to come up with a game plan to try to bring it to him. I just think that it's going to take a very special fighter, but I truly believe that he will be making a visit to 126. But I'm also on that shit where that I think that he just might take one fight at 122 pounds just to defend all 4 belts, because that's important, okay? Because as far as the 9 men that became unified all in the 4 belt era, the 9 men that have done it, right? I believe out of the 9 men that done it, Canelo Alvarez did it. He defended all 4 belts. Canelo Alvarez. Devin Haney did it. Okay, but not all the men that won all 4 belts ever got a chance to defend all 4 belts. They either got stripped, vacated the titles. So let's think about this. Okay, there's 9 of them. Okay, who are the 9? Naoya Inoue, of course. Naoya Inoue, Terrence Crawford, Jamel Charlo, Canelo Alvarez, Josh Taylor, Jermaine Taylor, Usyk, Bernal Hopkins, and Devin Haney are the 9 men that unified all 4 belts. Out of those men, Devin Haney defended him. Bernal Hopkins defended him. Jermaine Taylor defended him. Josh Taylor, I don't think, got to defend him. Canelo Alvarez defended him. Naoya Inoue did not. Terrence Crawford did not. Jamel Charlo did not. Yeah, so it is important. That's why I say it's important, if you get this kind of opportunity, not to let that opportunity just slide by you, because you may never unify all 4 belts in another weight division. It was so rare, in fact, that it just came into present day into Terrence Crawford to do so. So defending the titles are important for a fighter. So I believe that the Japanese superstar might want to just get that under before he goes and vacates again and then goes up in weight. Because I'm not sure if he'll get another opportunity. A 3rd time? Come on, man. Do you think he'll do it 3 times? What is he, Superman? He fucks around and does it. Shit. Nah. Well, time will tell. We'll see. You know, but it's the truth. The odds are against you at this point. You might not ever get an opportunity like that because, for one thing, everybody already knows who you are, and they're going to be reluctant to fight you. You're not going to get the other champions to want to fight you. They're just going to pass. You're too high of a risk, low reward. So the odds of him unifying all 4 belts in a third weight division, that I don't think that's going to happen. You're not going to get these guys to sign up like that no more. In the beginning, they didn't really know too much about him. They were like, hell yeah, I'll fight this dude. When they saw his picture, they were like, hell yeah, I'll fight this dude. And not anymore. Not anymore. He's not going to be able to, he's not going to float under the radar. So, yeah. So I think that's what he wants to do. And more than likely, I believe that's what he should do. I mean, just one title defense on those unifying, all 4 of those belts, just one. You defend it one time. Boop! That record's done. Up. Check that off the box. So, and then he's that kind of champion. Because the champions, between all the 9 men, the guys that defended them are looking at the guys like, bro, you never defended your belts. Okay, you got them, but we're in the category where we successfully defended. That's this table. You got to go sit at that table. You know, it gets there like that. And if he defend, it's just better. So, look, if you enjoyed the video, please give the video a like. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, share the video, get the video out there. And like always, I'm on to the next one. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please enjoy your holidays. Drive safe out there. Peace.